Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, University of Ibadan, started working here on Awba Dam since the year 2012 in order to develop it to a tourist attraction site of international repute. The department has been able to establish nature walk trails in order to for ease of navigating the forest for the tourists and visitors that come around here. We have also established a nursery for indigenous tree species that of medicinal value, and through the concerted efforts of some of our staff and our students that are on yearly practical training program, we have been able to conserve the relics of the forest and the aquatic ecosystem, which of course has provided a conducive environment for the wildlife species that are found in Awba Dam. Wildlife species, both terrestrial and aquatic, species like squirrels, snakes, monitor lizard, and so on. And also, because of that conducive environment, we also have roost sites for some bird species in Awba Dam. Our department in turn, our intention is also to have a conference center, a multifunctional conference center, and also a nature-based museum where terrestrial and aquatic species that are found in Awba Dam will be showcased. In recent time, because of the issue of oversiltation of the Awba Dam, the department called on the university management to come to its rescue, because we've been having issue with funding. So a notice was issued, because we have some people that are farming around the watershed of the Awba Dam, and this of course has caused oversiltation of the water of the dam. So a notice was issued to them that they should quit the watershed, and in order also to protect the watershed, one of our sister departments was brought on board to plant trees in order to prevent erosion and also to help sustain the watershed. 5 years, I see Awba Dam, with all the efforts that have been put into it now, I see Awba Dam as a tourist attraction site of international repute, and also I see the forest and the species there thriving to the envy of the whole university community.
My name is Ugo Luisa. I'm a 400 level student of Wildlife and Ecotourism Department. I'm doing my practical year presently, the 12-month practical year training. And being at Awba Dam or working here as part of my practical year training has actually affected me positively, in the sense that there are a lot of things I never knew about my course that I got to discover while I came here. First of all, I'll start by saying the waterfront attracts a lot of birds, and that's one thing that has really been fascinating since I started working here. A lot of birds come in the morning, some you see them in the afternoon, some make funny sounds at different times of the day. So staying at the waterfront and sometimes waiting to see them come, waiting to see them fish, because there are some birds that actually come here to feed, is actually fascinating. And then sometimes we set bed traps just to like see them or allow them come up close, and these are things that I don't get in the classrooms. Even if we were in the classrooms, we would have seen pictures of them, but coming here actually exposed me to seeing some of these birds and at their natural environment and at doing their natural activities. That's part of the things, that's just one aspect. And another aspect is for the plants. We have actually been beautifying this place And compared to the last time I was here as a 300 level student and a 200 level student, right now this place is looking a lot better than it was, because the flowers, I participated in planting the flowers too, and for me it's exciting because I know if I come here again in the next 1 year, I'll be really excited to see the way it has gone, it has developed. Beautifying this place, in fact, it has been interesting, because we had to plant the flowers in stages, we had to watch them grow, we had to water them, nurture them, and there are some other plants that I had no idea about that I got to find out now. So it's been a very interesting program for me so far, and I'm very glad to be part of it. I'm very excited. Thank you.
My name is Olalekan Tolani. I'm a 400 level student of the Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, University of Ibadan, Nigeria. I've been posted here for some while for practical attachments and practical activities on this field, and at my very inset in this place, it was not really up to state, but due to our work here, we've made sure that we've beautified the environment to make sure that people that pass by or people that are onlookers around get to see the beauty in nature, because we have actually worked more on the beauty of the environment. And also during my stay here for my practical attachment, I've had practical views and practical sightseeing of what we've been taught in classes, because sometimes some of these things look like myths or look like things that are not really real. But ever since we've been posted here, I've seen the practicality in what we've been taught in class, the bird sound, the movement of the fish across the water body, and also trying to see how the beauty of nature is. So ever since my stay here, I think I've learned one or two things about nature better. Thank you.
Good day, I'm Oluwabukola Adesoji, a student of Forest Products and Production. I'm so happy and excited to be part of this project. It started about 4 months ago and it's still very much ongoing. It's about the Awba Plantation project. This has practically made me have a practical knowledge, apart from the theoretical aspect being taught to us in class. I've gained a lot of practical knowledge, clearing, pegging, planting, beating up different species of trees that I had no idea of. I've been able to plant them physically, and likewise all of my colleagues and counterparts. I'm really glad and excited. It's been really helpful.
Alright, my name is Akitunde Akitari at DBC, a student of Social and Environmental Forestry 400 level. Concerning the Awba project, to me, I would say it's fun, and I really gained a lot from the project. Starting from the preparation of the project down to the current stage of the project. And for me, the practical aspect of the project is really wonderful and interesting, because this knowledge, the theoretical part of the project, which has been done in the class, and this avenue for me to have the practical knowledge as a forester, it's very exciting. And concerning the tree species that were planted, starting from Kaya senegalensis, Terminalia iburensis, Tectonia grandis, Melina arborea. These are tree species that has a lot of value even to the environment too. And what the world is facing currently now is the issue of climate change, and this at least will solve the problem of the climate change to some extent concerning the environment, and also it helps in the biodiversity aspect of it, whereby we see these animals, birds interacting together concerning the project. And also for me, it's really wonderful, because I have the opportunity to build myself when it comes to teamwork, because we need to work with a lot of people to achieve the project. So it's really wonderful project for me in my life, in my career as a forester. At least I would like to go to know more, to go further when it comes to forestry too. And at the same time, the project it will help with the aspect of this forestation too, because we are going to have this species when they are grown up effect, and it's a wonderful project that I know everybody would love to be part and pass it, because now we are part of the history, and I hope to come back later to see what I have done and to see it being maintained, because sustainability also is part of it. So it's a really wonderful project.
Good morning, my name is Azizat Amo, 400 level student of Wildlife and Ecotourism Department, practical year training student. So this course in general has nothing to do with whether you are a female or you are a male. Everybody is seen as one on the field. We all work together, we all do everything together. If we are given work to do, we all do it regardless of whether you are a man or you're a woman. So equality, there's equality on the field. There's equality on the field, and so far it has been helpful, because that way nobody is left behind in the impacting of the knowledge. Everybody understands, everybody learns what they are supposed to do, and that way when you get to the outer world or when the information is needed, you are able to apply it and do it well. Clearing, planting, pegging, anything, we do it, we all do it together. So yes, there is space for the female, there's space for the female in the industry. Thank you.
Applause for her.
400 level forest productions and products. Forestry creates an equal platform for women and men. There is no segregation. Both men and women work equally here. We both plant, we cut grasses, we weed, we do everything equally. There is no gender in forestry. So as a woman too, you have equal opportunity with men. You do not say because you're a woman you cannot do this. Forestry gives you the empowerment. It empowers you to work as much as men do. So in forestry, we don't know gender. Men work equally, women work equally too. So we don't have a problem with you not being able to do something because you're a woman. As much as you're a woman, you also have the abilities to be able to do things. You might not be able to do everything that men do equally, but at least it creates a platform for you to be able to do the things that men do too. Not so well too, but you have an opportunity to express yourself and do these things very well.
Thank you. My name is Sunday Okweolu. Israel. As we work here, we help with clearing water hyacinth weed from the water surface to open up the water for species to have access. And in the morning, we clear the water hyacinth from the water surface for easy flow of the water, because this is a dam to the river course there. Because if we don't do that, the water hyacinth and the other weed will fill up the water surface.
So just like that. Then
as it is now, it is filled. We have to pack, we have to remove the weed on the surface.
So
we have different species of fish in the water. Different Heterobranchus, tilapia, Maclarias in the water body. You can see the planted flowers on this side of the water. Can you also tell us about, as a community member, how this has served as sort of help to improve your livelihood? What you from ranching by small money? Benefits. As we work here, we will get little compensation, which helps us as community members.
So it
may take a while, but eventually we will be compensated financially. Thank you, Eshe sir. Thank you very much.
My name is Okwemi Isaac Ajewole. I'm the current head of Department of Social and Environmental Forestry. And I'd like to talk briefly about this laudable project that's been carried out by the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, comprising 4 departments: Social and Environmental Forestry, Forest Production and Product, Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, and Aquaculture and Fisheries Management. By the composition of the faculty, it's apparently becomes very obvious that this project covers a lot of things and is integrated by nature. And the essence of it has many components. It has the environmental protection and conservation component, and it also has the social component for the university community, and it has the training component, or what we can call capacity building also. This project will protect the main dam that the University of Ibadan has, which has been providing water for the university community, and which has also been proposed over time that will supply electricity. So it is important that we protect such a river from siltation and from pollution. So by planting trees in this watershed, that component will be achieved. This project also has the agroforestry component, where apart from teaching our students, where we can also, even the members of the university community over time, maybe with some participatory model that will not cause injury into the environment, that will not affect the fragile ecosystem, where selected university residents can participate in planting few things to grow along with the trees. And then more importantly, we have a lot of indigenous trees incorporated into this project, and that has a lot of import on the biodiversity conservation, because most indigenous tree species in Nigeria are under pressure. They are not being planted because of the arguably long gestation period of them, and argument about its economic viability, because it's presumed that it takes a long time. So only the ones in the wild are being exploited, and people are reluctant to plant indigenous trees. And over time, if care is not taken, some of our indigenous trees will be lost. So this project has a lot of indigenous trees components. I think quite a number of indigenous trees are planted here for preservation, for biodiversity conservation, and for training of our students. It's also very important. So I think this project, both for wildlife and the fisheries, will also benefit, because if the stream is protected, our fishes will be protected from pollution, and they can do well. Thank you. Thank you very much. 22.
Water catchment rehabilitation project. Think globally.
Thank you.
I'm Adetola Jenyoni, the head of the Department of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management. I want to talk about the project that is ongoing at Awba Dam. Awba Dam has been in existence for as long as UA has been in existence. But over the years, we've been getting water from Eleyele. Then, quite recently, we started pumping water from Awba Dam. And with this, there are a lot of degradation that is happening in the place, coupled with flood water and use, people farming, and all sorts of that. And it got to a time that we felt we needed to take care of the watershed around Awba Dam, which involved the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources that the then VC, Professor Adewale, handed over Awba Dam to. So the Dean at that time, Professor Ajani, called the 4 departments in Renewable Natural Resources and told us to write a proposal on how we could manage the ecosystem. And we all got together, and work has started there. with tree planting and all sorts. Our practical year students were fully involved, and they have done a great lot. When you look at that environment, you see that we have a land expanse where what they were using it initially for farming was bringing in a lot of silt and a lot of sand into the dam, which was causing the dam to silt up. And of course, our forestry arm, comprising the social and environmental forestry and forest production and products department, had gone in to manage the place and brought in seedlings of trees to plant, so that those seedlings or those trees, after a period of time, would be what will be holding the soil in that place in place, so that we don't have the kind of erosion that we'll be having initially. And then the wildlife aspect has also gone in to talk about how they want ecotourism building and things that could bring tourism aspects of the place up. And then for us in aquaculture and fisheries, we are to manage the watershed, the water itself. Now, earlier on in this year, when the rain started, we discovered a lot of the fishes in the dam were floating. They were all dead. Of course, upon investigation and all that, we discovered that because of the farming activity that was ongoing around the dam, that what they were using, probably fertilizer and pesticide and all that, were leaching into the water and causing pollution. And of course, we need to come together and manage that environment. It will be, if the 4th department manage that environment very well, it's going to be a very good thing for the ecosystem itself and then for the university at large. It's for a while we're harvesting fish in Awba Dam, and people you get fish as very big fishes, the normal ones that you will find in a natural environment. But we also discover over the years too, like last year, we were unable to get fish enough to even pay for the services of that we use in getting the fish out of the water. That is how the level of deterioration that has taken place in the water, and hence the management. And once we manage it and the trees are in place, the ecotourism, people can come from all over. It will be generating money for the university. It will also serve an aesthetic value, walking around, giving peace to people around that place. And of course, also the fish that we will be able to get in that place. At this time, I know some people that will say they don't want the one that is farmed because they get to maturity so fast and the skin, the flesh is not tough enough. They want the one in the wild. And then we can get fish from the wild, from Awba Dam. So altogether, it's a win-win situation for everyone, for the environment, and then for us, the human that are, interested in the resources that are there. Thank you very much.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, good morning. My name is Annie Esther, a student of fishery and aquaculture and fishery management, 400 level. Okay, I'm just about to talk about the project we had in Awba Dam. It was a very exciting and educative program. We were asked to join, and I think we ran some series of operations. We did clearing, then pegging, oiling, and also transplanting the nursery seedlings. Then for me as a person, it was an educative program because I didn't know how to plant. I didn't know the procedures involved when it comes to tree transplanting, forest management and all, but I was entitled to participate and to learn that. And also when it comes to using of GIS equipment for mapping and all, so I was able to get that information and also that knowledge on how to use GIS instruments for mapping. Forestry is a very interesting course as a whole, and it's not gender biased in the fact that both the male and the female can participate in it. So I think it's a very good. And aquaculture is also involved in it because we were able to learn about the water catchment area and also how to be able to balance the aquatic environment and also the terrestrial environment for both of them to work hand in hand. Thank you.
I'm Moyosoro Ulufunke Deborah, the student of Aquaculture and Fisheries Department, 300 level. Yeah, the project done at Awba Dam include planting. We started from the planting aspect of it, whereby we did the clearing of the land. Then after that, the plot demarcation, then the holing. We did the holing, then we transplant the nursery into the hole being done by students. Yeah, it's a project by different students from the faculty of renewable natural resources, and it's not a gender biased project whereby they are given opportunity to both the male and the female to do both the holing and the clearing of the land. Yeah, personally I learned about, because I said initially I'm a student of fisheries, so I gained more knowledge about planting, plot demarcation. Actually before then I didn't really know much about plot demarcation and the planting of the trees. So through that I was able to gain more knowledge about the forest aspects of what we went there to do. Okay, yeah, it's a very educative and exciting program. I enjoyed everything that we did over there, and I met with other students from the faculty. We were able to relate and share more knowledge, like from different areas of our departments. We were able to gain more things around us.
I am the head of Department of Forest Production and Products, Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, University of Ibadan. We are here on the field in one of our demonstration plots at Awba Dam Rehabilitation and Integrated Management Project. The entire land area is about 12 hectares, but to date we have successfully planted up about 7 hectares, meaning that we are still left with 5, which will form the next phase of this project. The project is supposed to be an integrated one, in the sense that it's supposed to serve as a watershed for the management of Awba Reservoir, which is the main water supply to the university, and at the same time to protect the environment. We know that over the years this place has been used as farming plots and the land has been terribly degraded. So we are trying to rehabilitate the land, protect the dam, and also serve as ecotourism center for our Department of Wildlife and Ecotourism. So it is a faculty project funded by the university. Whatever we are doing here is purely organic. As you people can see, no application of any chemical in this plot. And because we have decided to protect the water, this place serves as the source for drinking water and source of water for our laboratories. So we cannot afford to have a polluted environment. The project is being done in conjunction with staff and students of the faculty. And I also want to use this opportunity to commend the immediate past dean and the current dean for the interest in this particular project. And also our students who are working here daily to ensure that we deliver the project in record time. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I am Abiodun Oluwafemi Oluwadare, the Dean of the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources. The project here is for the entire faculty. And in this faculty we have 4 departments. Departments of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Forest Production and Products, Social and Environmental Forestry, Wildlife and Ecotourism Management. As I said, the project is an integrated project. I just want to emphasize the indigenous species that we have here. Apart from the watershed benefits, it is hope that in the nearest future, this place will serve as a laboratory for our students, especially when we are losing our indigenous species rapidly to overexploitation. So apart from that, this place is going to serve as a pool gene for future conservation of selected species that we have here. Here we have one of the most endangered species in Nigeria presently, Tribocatin sclerosilion. We have Nuclear diderisha. We have species of Kaya senegalensis, Kaya gradifolia. Apart from this, we have 2 exotic species, Melena arborea and Tetuna grandis. The essence of the introduction of this exotic species is to compare the growth rate with our indigenous species. There is an now set. Yes. Okay. My predecessor, Professor Ike Ajani, actually, I have to commend him for taking the initiative alongside Professor R.O. Omale. Through their efforts, we were able to get the university involved in this. And with development of this place, we want to believe that the university will still release more funds. Apart from this, we are also believing that externally we'll be able to raise funds for this project because we still have more to cover and we still have much to do. And also I want to commend our students for giving themselves up for this, though it is not an easy task, but it is part of their training, and many of them now can boldly say, yes, I can consult in plantation establishment. So I will say kudos to them and all that are involved, the project coordinator, the involvement of other lecturers and the departments that are involved. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good afternoon. My name is Fatoba Esgatunde from Department of Forest Production and Products. I'm here this morning to speak about what is happening in Awba Dam environment. The concept of this program emanated from what recently happened in the dam. A few months ago, the university authorities was alerted that the terrestrial habitats inside the dam were destroyed by bio elements being used in the environment by the farmers. It was then the university now decided that those farmers using the chemical here have to be stopped. That is why the university cannot stop them without engaging or do anything tangible on the farm. I think that was what brought this issue of a planting of tree around the dam to stop these errant farmers. And moreover, this tree is not being planted alone for the protection of the dam. It is also serve as a biodiversity for the university. Most of the indigenous species being planted here are already in extinction, especially triplochitin. We have Tamilana superba, Apselia africana, Apselia bella, Kaya senegalensis, and some other species. So I want to commend the initiator of this program, the outgoing dean, the head of department in the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, mostly, and the students who are seriously cooperated. If not for them, what we are saying today will not happen. The students of the 4 departments, fishery and aquaculture, wildlife and ecotourism, forest production and products, social and environmental forestry, but mostly the students of forestry department. Since the beginning of this program, they've been here up to this moment. They've never ceased a time not to be here. So I commend them. Then my superior coordinator, Dr. Olaji, he did a very great job. Also the other lecturers at the department. With their cooperation, we are able to arrive where we are today. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Good day. My name is Awba, a 400 level student, forest production and products. I want to start by saying kudos to the management of the faculty and to the lecturers and our coordinator on this particular project, Awba Dam catchment and river basin project. And aside from the field experience that I gained on the old project, there is also an aspect of entrepreneurship training that was actually being taught on the project, because I can say now that I was able to raise more than 300 seedlings of Melania arborea and even Tectona grandis. And this kind of project can actually help the fresh graduates in order not seeking for job all around, but to establish themselves. Aside from the fact that you can raise seedlings to actually generate income, there is also an aspect of pegs. The pegs that were made out of bamboo tree, I think one cost about 10 naira or 20 naira. Imagine making 1,000 or 2,000 pegs. That's a whole lot of money. At least it can still do something. And looking at the aspect of sea transportation from one place to another, some places don't have good access to water and good soil. If you are able to raise seedling from a fallow land and transport it to wherever is needed, you actually get money from it. And this kind of project can also serve as a platform for fresh graduates to establish a consultancy firm on plantation establishment. We can also generate income from it. And again, even if you don't want to get yourself involved as a fresh graduate, you can just buy the equipment needed and be renting it out for usage. That is also a means of generating money. I think from this project, I've not only learned about how to just plant a tree or plantation establishment, but also learn the business aspect of it. Thank you very much.
I am Hadi Joke Akinyele from the Department of Forest Production and Products, University of Ibadan, Nigeria. The University of Ibadan has been a member of UFRO for as long as I can remember, in the 70s, thereabouts, since the establishment of the Department of Forestry in the university. And the university has been carrying out different research in the area of forestry, fisheries, wildlife, and ecotourism. The site where we are is actually one of the projects that is being carried out in the University of Ibadan in respect of forest landscape restoration and rehabilitation of ecosystem. The Awba Dam Rehabilitation Project is a project that came up when there were issues with the Awba Dam. And right now the Departments of Forest Production and Products, Social and Environmental Forestry, Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Wildlife and Ecotourism Management came together to carry out integrated projects concerning the Awba Dam. So far we have different species of trees at the watershed of the project, which is to conserve the watershed at the same time to increase the biodiversity of the area. This kind of project is an opportunity for us to be able to monitor the growth of the species over time, because now it's an opportunity to see how these species, the various indigenous species and the exotic species that are planted on the same piece of land, the rate of growth of the species, the biodiversity that will occur through them, and the various aspects of restoration that can happen through the project. There are still lots of research that we expect will be carried out in the next 5, 10, and even more years on this site, because it will be an opportunity to monitor all this growth over a long period of time. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Samuel Lajuigbe, and I'm a forest ecologist in the Department of Forest Production and Products in the University of Ibadan. And in the last 6 months, I've been privileged to supervise this project as the project manager. And I want to say that it's been an experience because we have been able to bring together the various concepts and aspects of renewable natural resource management in this project. And as you have heard from some of my colleagues, we've had 4 different programs working here together. And our aim is to achieve watershed protection, to achieve biodiversity conservation, to achieve phytoremediation, to achieve plantation establishment, and also to ensure that we have a herbal garden, as well as ensure that we have a field laboratory for research and training. This is only the beginning. We still have a long way to go. So we are inviting our partners in the UFRO organization to join us as we begin to think locally or act, think globally or act locally. We hope that in the next 5 years we would have been able to restore the Awba Dam reservoir. We would have the forest canopy grown, and this land space will be covered, and we can stem the problem of siltation caused by a runoff from soil erosion on this side. And I'm happy because all over Nigeria we've lost most of our indigenous species, and so this site in the near future would become like a sanctuary for our trees. It would become a place where we can actually get some of our threatened and locally extinct species, supplying seeds and germplasm for replenishment and regeneration. Well, thank you, and I hope that you will join us and partner with us as we go on this journey of rehabilitation and ecosystem restoration. I want to thank the university management for funding this project. I want to thank the former Dean of the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, Professor Ike Ajani, and the current Dean, Professor A.O. Oluwadare. I also want to thank my head of department, the former Professor O.Y. Ogunsanwo, and the current head of department, Professor A.O. Omole, the other heads of departments from the other 3 departments, all the field staff that have worked on this project, colleagues, lecturers, researchers in the various departments in the faculty, as well as the amiable students of the faculty who have done excellently well in pushing this project to the level of success that we have achieved. And like I told them, posterity will remember them for making history in the University of Ibadan. Thank you and bye-bye.